recording. Just so
Oh, okay.
No, that's perfect.
yeah, that's fine.
But turn it so we can
That's
see
for the
too.
outtakes later.
Yeah.
Leave it in.
Hashtag.
And did you, I hate that.
I
Did you erase anything? Make
Yes,
some
I
room?
erased it all.
Okay.
It's because you're old, you hate stuff like that.
I do.
Okay.
That's what this is all about, right?
It's about old people. No, what is it about?
Old witches. You
Old
said
witches. Yeah.
there's not enough old witch represent.
Represent. We don't even have to do that. Okay. You know, we're cool enough on our own that we don't have to pretend to be cool.
Okay.
What? Not? We're not cool.
No, we were cool.
Okay,
We
okay.
You're really cool.
We're cool.
Totally cool.
Okay, I'm going to say that we are here at my home and we have special friends visiting today who you know them really well, but if you don't, you're very new. This is your first time on YouTube if you do not know. Jackie, the Moon Mother, Jacqueline Dubois. Lover's here as well. Put your face out, Lover. That's his little face.
But Lever and Joe can't talk.
They can't talk because I don't know. They can talk, but they're a little shy.
I'm not shy.
Well, you're not shy.
I'll speak, but if I have something to say, I gotta have something to say.
We're hoping that this is the beginning of the...
I thought you didn't want a rambly thing going on.
Why?
Remember you said,
I know, but I was just going to tell people why.
There's editing, love.
all right, shush.
We won't. We're not going to... We don't like
Oh, you don't edit?
I only edit like when,
Okay.
You edit all the time.
I edit when I'm in the middle, when somebody's at my window or something like that.
There's a little bit.
People come to my window. I just want to say that we were going to do this regularly, right? We're going to try to do it regularly because there are people, a lot of people in Orange County. You know, the only witch in the town. No, but I think, and I hope we can get some other people to join us sometimes.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be really cool. So, what do you want to talk about today?
Cool Kelly would be cool. She's a witch.
I don't know her. See, I don't know very many.
Yeah,
Local
this is a
people.
call out. This is a shout out to our local South Orange County tribe.
We'd love it. We'd love to have you come and record with us.
Yeah,
Visit, do some
let's-
stuff.
like-
We're gonna do some stuff.
The
sometimes.
witchy view.
Yeah, the witchy.
Something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So.
But you, okay, go ahead and do your intro and tell, hi, this is the guy.
Good wife. You know the good wife. I'm gonna say this. Because I never said it's not your fault, but I don't ever say good wife. I'm the good wife. The reason I'm the good wife is because it's an archaic spelling of G-O-O-D wife. It is good wife, but I never say that because I always say Rebecca. This is Rebecca, because I don't expect to be called good wife.
I know.
Hey, good wife.
Good wife.
Hey, come here, minnie good wife. That's really stupid.
So we thought we would start our first talk about Ostara.
Ostara.
And so, I personally no longer do big rituals anymore. Very seldom do I do anything except for mentally even acknowledge when the Sabbats come. Or, like, say, for instance, I went to see the big bloom out in the desert.
Oh, I didn't watch that one yet.
Oh,
That's great.
Yeah.
Hogs
it was
Heaven,
so wonderful.
best
Yeah.
You guys
Ostara
ought to do that.
ever.
Yeah.
Best Ostara ever. And it was just all about being in
Right.
nature. It was like feeling the spring.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my time. I'm a spring baby, Aries.
Mm-hmm.
So I love Ostara. Everything to do with Ostara.
I did watch your video today of you cleaning your house, the spring cleaning. This is why I'm going to tell you I want to laugh. Because when you were dusting, I'm watching you dust, and I'm thinking, I'm watching her dust. And how cute it was that I was watching her dust. Then there was no sound. Completely no sound at all. And Joe came in and said, what are you watching? I said, I'm watching Jackie dust. And I can't look away. I couldn't look away. I'm like, what do you have? What power do you have that I could not look away? She was dusting. There was no sound at all. And then I noticed that eventually you sat down in the chair and you were talking. And I'm like, wait, there's really no sound at all. So I I checked on the other computer. It was my computer that sounded going out. But my point was, I was watching you dust. I'm like, oh my God, she's dusting. You know, like it was like I was just watching you. I was mesmerized with your dusting. I don't know if I was doing it vicariously through you, so I don't have to dust myself, or. But it reminded me when I was a little girl. That's all we did was spring cleaning. You know, open the windows. You're from here, though, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't have storm windows? Did you have storm
No.
windows?
Uh-uh.
See, in Pennsylvania, when we were growing up, you had to get the screens on the windows. You had to take the storm windows off. They did the same in the same place, right? You had either the screens or the storm windows. So you could not open your windows all winter because there were storm windows on.
Well, you didn't want them anyway because you had snow.
No, but just to air out the house, you know, if you have your house closed up for like 10 months of the year, you know, it gets really stuffy in there. It gets really, you know,
Yeah.
it's awful, and all the germs everybody has, they're just trapped in your house. So you're really anxious to get the air moving again in the house. So that's like a big deal, you know, the spring cleaning. But I don't do that.
Well,
I don't do that because my windows are open all the time. So.
Well, ours were shut. I've only just opened
Yeah.
them. But ours are like hard to open crank windows, so when they're open, and they'll be open for until it gets cold. So I've just started opening it up again, and I'm just feeling the resurrection energy of Ostara big time. So, what do you think of when you think of Ostara?
Well, first of all, I'll usually see, for me, it's different every year. It's always different. This is what I love so much. I was thinking earlier about the difference between celebrating a holiday from coming from a Christian background and celebrating Sabbaths. A holiday was really about tradition. You know, you always have, you know, the ham, you always have the broccoli casserole, you always have, you know, whatever the holiday, you have certain things. With celebrating the Sabbath, celebrating the wheel of the year, the turning of the wheel, it's familiar, but it's different every time for me. I always, at the beginning of the Sabbath, I'm trying really hard to do a blog. I do some kind of a blog at the very beginning. Because for me, it lasts, you know, it's going to be Ostara until it is Beltane. It's not one day. It's a you know, a walk. It's a season. So, which sets my theme sort of for the Sabbath, and every year it's a little different. Usually it's about, you know, the gifts. You're celebrating the gifts you planted the season in book, and now you're celebrating your gifts. And I was ready to step into that this time because I really needed some gifts. You know, if you've been watching my videos, I've been all about the gifts. Like I got a new prosperity altar going. I've got it all going everywhere, right? Because I really need some gifts. And I was so surprised when I realized it wasn't about that this year for me at all. From being impoverished. Exaggeration, but you know, from feeling impoverished. Feeling you don't have things. I realized what I had not had was the ability to give things, to share things. And that's why I wrote about my little tree in the yard, because I thought, look what I did to that tree. I felt like I did it, right? We were talking about that. Joe's over here. I wish you'd come over so I can see. Anyway, that's what I missed. And that's what this is going to be about. So my altar this year is not going to be in my house. I'm not going to make an Ostara altar. It's my yard, it's my property, it's my home, it's my tree.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm going to give gifts to my garden.
That's so natural
my home.
and so normal.
And then I'm going to receive so much more. That's the point. The more you give, the more you receive. And I feel so good to be able to do that. You know, we're getting to the point where we're going to be able to, you know, do that. Hopefully, right? We're trying to take back our yard and our house. It sort of fell apart, you know, when we were having some hard times.
So since you didn't hear the sound on my video, that's exactly what I was saying.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I was saying.
I'm gonna have to listen to it.
I wasn't saying about doing the yard, but I love that. You know, I love going out and kinesthetically feeling the energies of that. Here come the kitties. Hi, Oh, look how sweet, lover. But I had noted that I had let my house go into disrepair. I mean, I kept it orderly, but it wasn't, it was a physical manifestation of an inner reality for me that I had let things kind of get stagnant. And so the whole spring cleaning and jumping back into it was really part of a ritual, like a real magic ritual, because I want to do the magic inside of me, not really outside of me, like it was for me when I was, inviting people into ritual. It was more like
Well, the magic
the
is
Catholic-
inside you. That's where it
Yes.
is. The outward is an expression, or just an expression of what is inside you.
Yeah.
People do it backwards. I think they want the outside things, and they're trying to get magic from that.
Yeah.
But
I just so
you
get
listen
that.
to people who've been around a long time, like do you know the lady Grave dancer Tequila?
I've seen her once.
She was born a witch. Her family are witches, and they do things different. Their way. Whatever. Texas, she's a Texas witch, and they do things like the way they did them. They don't even, like, her grandmother read playing cards, didn't read tarot cards, she read playing cards. Very interesting woman, but she's all about the magic is inside you. I mean, that's her thing, and she really does have it inside her. You can, you can tell. I mean, she's always trying to convince people of that, and they're saying, oh, I need a spell for this, or I need something, and she shares. But she says you have to have it. You have to do what's in you. What you're, you don't need the stuff.
And
You don't need the stuff.
the other thing is, it's all about, for me, it's really all about my own life and seeing something happen in my life. Like, what are my particular seeming problems? And how will I address those kinds of things, and then will I actually see a manifestation? That's what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I'm not even interested in like manifesting shit and all that kind of stuff anymore. I don't even care about it.
Yeah.
I want to make a transformational shift in my own life, and that's to me the real magic, and that's the real treasure. But the other thing about Ostara, okay, so your rising is Cancer, and my rising is Aquarius. So what that means is that I like the information. Like I'm all about the information too. So when the wheel of the year is turning, I see it as the living word of God, because the wheel of the year is astrological. So I know what to do at certain ticks on the wheel. I know what to think. I know what the themes are that I'm supposed to think if I want to come into alignment with the energies of what Aries is going to represent. And not only Aries, but they're at Ostara in my zodiac garden out front.
Right.
To the east. I think the east is over here. Is
Yes.
it? Okay. I only know this because I used to live on this street too at the same time as Rebecca did, and we didn't even know each other. How long did we live on this street, love?
I believe we were there for 5 years.
About 5 years.
That's amazing. I know I went past your house all the time because my daycare lady was at the other end of the street.
Yeah,
up
I
and
knew
down
that
the street.
lady. I knew that lady. Okay, so anyway, I always think, then
Oh,
I
wait a
go,
minute.
what?
You remember seeing the sign hanging over on Rockfield? Out over
Jesus
the
cares.
fence?
Oh, maybe.
I have my phone number.
Well,
on
it was the
back.
only sign. That's why I
Jesus
say
cares.
Maybe that's why I didn't know you.
that was probably the reason why. Because we wouldn't have known you.
Oh man, no way.
We were Catholics at that time.
We thought
Oh.
Catholics were Catholics were.
We thought Catholics were down the tubes.
Well,
Anyway,
they are.
getting back to Ostara, so that's going to be. I always think in terms of tarot, our beloved tarot too, because Ostara is going to be the whole suit of swords.
Okay.
It's in the east. it's air, so I know what to think. But my thinking is to clean out my thoughts, to get rid of stinking thinking at this time. Because that's the beginning of the whole wheel. Now, a lot of people will say that the witch's new year is Samhain. Other people will say that the witch's new year is Yule, the rising of the sun, But some people will say that the witch's new year is Ostara.
That's interesting. I don't really identify it with just New Year, I don't think.
Well,
But I would think, see, for me, it would make more sense to me, like Imbolc would make more sense for me.
well,
When
what
it's
makes
all starting new again,
the
know, it's like-
Persians use the spring equinox
Mhm.
as their new year, and then Imbolc, that's the Chinese, say that's the new year. So there's all these, like, I understand why all of those
Yeah.
would be evident, but the true manifestation of the new year for me happens at Ostara. It happens in the spring when we're just get to see all the budding, and we get to start digging in the ground and planting our intentions as seeds. And to me, this is just like
It's like it's an opportunity to begin all over again.
It's
It's
the-
the one time that we get to do that.
it's the
really.
reemergence of Persephone from the
Yes.
underworld. But Persephone starts making her journey up through the gates at Yule. So she's climbing for that time period. So the initiation of it is Yule. But just like in the world that we see right here, all of this is old news. Everything, all the problems in our life, everything is old thinking that is just playing out right now. It's not even real anymore. What is really real is what's happening in the Ostara mind, in the right now. So I just love Ostara. Ostara also, the whole thing with Easter and Ostara,
Right.
the goddess. Estrogen, that's where they get it.
Yeah.
That's why we have little eggs, it's all about the estrogenic. Do you remember what it was like when the estrogen let loose? I mean, Lever does. I was like horny as all get out.
That's when the fans
when that
officially went on
happened.
in the bedroom. The fans.
It's like this feral, like, go for it. It's just like, let's make babies. Let's have some abundance flow, and it's a natural thing. So when we're doing prosperity altars way back at Yule, because I think that was about the time you did it, right?
Yeah, getting ready to come into because it corresponded, of course, with the New Year's for us only because we were closing out our office. We had to clean everything out of there, get rid of all that garbage, that was no good anymore, and put in new stuff, and that's when the whole thing started.
That was the
Yeah.
perfect time to do it, because that was when Persephone got up from her marital bed with Hades and said, "See ya in a while, brother," and started coming up again. And now is when we're going to start to see. I mean, the bounty will just be ridiculous. And both of us as gardeners, we know that.
What always amazes me about this? People always say, they feel so sorry for us in California because they say we don't have any seasons. You've heard that. When I go back and see friends or get in touch with friends from Pennsylvania, don't you miss the seasons? Well, no, we have seasons, and we can really feel the season. That's the cool thing. It's not like we're going to look at this and say, oh, look, the leaves are orange, it must be fall. Or, there's ice on the car, it must be winter. We have to, we feel them. That's when I've never been more in touch with the seasons than coming here because it's more subtle. It's a very subtle change that happens just as the wheel changes. You can really feel it. So much more.
I'm so
That's my
glad.
dog story.
I am so glad. Do you guys ever watch that other witchy crone, Tulu and Perry?
Yes.
And her dog snores
Yes.
under the table when she talks?
Mrs. Penry.
Mrs. Penry.
Joe loves Mrs. Penry.
Yeah. So we got that going on here too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. The other one snores too, but he's not. Oh my gosh.
So, when you're going through your season of Ostara, what are some things that you're planning on doing?
Well, we're doing, we're really, this year, we're really doing projects. Like I said, we're giving, back to our yard, our garden that we have not done. When you walk through, you saw that we were ripping stuff out, we're moving stuff. We're gonna, doing a lot of changes in the planting around here, put in some more beds, those kind of things. We're gonna do a fun thing in the pool, because we're also thinking we're getting old, right? And we don't have as much money. We're never gonna have a lot of money. We're gonna have a limited income, so our biggest project coming up is we're gonna try to do solar heat in our pool.
Oh, so I thought you were going to do a pond and raise fish and everything. I was
Well,
just about
maybe.
ready.
Well, maybe. I might be putting fish in my pool.
Salt water.
Yeah, but because the pool is really important to us because we both have arthritis.
Oh,
And he has really bad knees, he has really bad knees and that he has trouble walking. We need the water to be very warm to swim in because cold water is very hard on you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very expensive to heat a pool. So that's our big thing. We're going to figure it out.
Is it a black bottom pool?
No.
If you make a black bottom, that helps a lot too.
Yeah. We've used things in the past like solar blankets and stuff, but they're awful because they just trap stuff under there and
They work, but they're all a problem.
they put the stuff gets under it and I don't know. But I don't know, that's just things like that. We're trying to, make our home, our whole home work for us, but we have to put into that. So we're, doing some of those things. Just repairs. When you have a little bit of money, just a little, you know what it's like. You can't, well, you don't own your home, right? You rent your home. Well, we're the only ones, we have to do it, and it'll just fall apart if we don't do anything. But when your money's limited, that's the last thing that you think about. And really, it should be the first thing, because, especially your garden. Because what do you do if you don't have your garden? You have to have it. My kids, when they were little, used to they used to write, one of them wrote an essay in school one time in elementary school about, something about what they had in their house or what they had for breakfast or whatever. And they wrote that they had lemons for breakfast. And they would lemons for breakfast, remember that? Lemons for breakfast. We drink the lemons, we eat the lemons, we brush our teeth with lemons. They were just being like a smart ass kid, right? And the teachers are going, what? You have lemons you brush your teeth with lemons? That's not good for your teeth. They were just saying, we were trying to get rid of lemons because lemons is what we have.
Oh, yeah.
They were into this thing, because we would be drinking lemonade and all the things you could do with lemons, and I said, let's make lemon pie one day. We'll make some lemon pie. I love lemon pie. You know how many lemons it takes to make a pie?
No.
1.
Oh, that's all.
You'd have to eat 500 pies to get through a tray.
It's kind of like how
Yeah.
these two witches keep chickens. And so you got to think of what can I do with these eggs?
Yeah, well, that's what we're having for lunch.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. We know. It's you can only do so many things with eggs. But it's a whole way of seeing. It's a whole different way of seeing. I actually am so grateful for this time in our life where we're pulling back out of how busy we were.
Mm.
So both families here ran our own business and worked our fingers to the bone. Lover and I worked 7 days a week
No, not 7.
or I'm sorry, 6
6.
days a week.
Mm-hmm.
From early in the morning until late at night, our
Oh, yeah.
entire life.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing I was contemplating the other day was, and that is what brought us to where we are right now.
Mm-hmm.
And where we are right
We
now.
ain't got shit.
Yeah. but there's
Surprise.
something very special about that. There's something very magical about that. That everything is perfect and it's brought us right to the place where we're at right now. And we can just settle down into that and then take a look at the bounty that is around us.
Mm-hmm.
So those angels that talk in my head, that my kids think I'm crazy because I have voices in my head, that's why they probably won't let the grandkids talk to me. But anyway, I heard, like this was in 2011, I heard those voices say that the abundance is in the air. And I have been contemplating that since 2011. The abundance is in the air. What the hell does that mean when I need that right now? You know, I need that right now. And because I've been contemplating it, and as a tarot reader, all the correspondences for swords in the east, Ostara, they come to me. You know, I'll think, okay, well, what could those angels mean when they say the abundance is in the air? And I've just gotten to the point now where I'm recognizing that it really is about what I am thinking.
Yeah, yeah. If you stop and change your thinking, you change your life. That's the truth. You know,
Yeah.
that's what's hard. And that's really hard for somebody like me. I'm an empath. So I think sometimes it's almost like a superstition. You know, I'm creating it in my own head. I'm making it in my head, and I'm afraid to think it because it'll happen. You know?
Yeah.
You know, which is ridiculous. It's not that big of a thing. You know, I can't make something like that happen that easily. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
you know what I'm saying.
I saw her chart. I'm like,
Well,
really?
well, you know what I mean. Like,
Say what you will.
oh my God.
When I read people's charts, it doesn't even matter what they say to me. I'm just like,
I know. No, you're. That's like Dan. Sometimes. Well, this is another video, but because he's like psychic, so I'm thinking, is he? What's he saying about me? Is he thinking? Is he in my head? Am I in his head? You know, it's different.
he knows how to turn it off.
Good.
He had to turn it off because when he first really after he had that thing where he went to the happy place, he was way too wide open and he would just be bombarded.
It was just bombarded.
No, that's
Yeah.
no.
Watching TV.
Yeah.
Well,
He can't. Yeah, he can't. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But abundance is in the air. Ostara. Ostara is abundance, and I really feel that. Like I used to say to my grandkids, because I always told them stories of. And this is probably another reason why the kids won't let me see them anymore. Because I say, anytime you go by some lady's yard and it's got a garden in it, she's probably a witch. Because they all want the energies of little children to come in and play with the fairies there.
You know, that could very well be true because I remember when I did this in one of my videos a long time ago, but I talked about the old ladies in my life from when I was a kid. I was so attracted to these old ladies. I'd always be going in their houses and, you know, that was my favorite thing to do, is visit the old ladies that lived, somebody's grandmother that lived in the house, you know. And as I looked upon it from an adult looking back at the experiences, I'm thinking, now wait a minute, you know, wait a minute. That was very odd. I didn't see it that way as a kid, but now I start to see, what were they doing there? You know, kind of like I said in my blog yesterday about the tree. You got to look at the tree as you go.
Yeah, I did look at it when you came in.
The neighbor's tree.
When we came in.
Yeah.
Look at her blog.
Look at my blog, Bird and the Crone.
And then there was another thing. Let me see those seeds right there. Joyce, I have these Gaillardia, a whole bunch of them in my garden, so I knew you wouldn't mind. But I brought these so that Joe and Rebecca could plant them in their garden because they're such wonderful flowers. They're like little rays of sun. And this is abundance. This is what people used to think of as abundance. Or I brought some kefir grains for Rebecca and Joe. That's abundance. That's like crazy abundance. Kombucha scobies. Out of this world crazy abundance. The zucchini in your garden.
That's really abundant.
The lemons on your tree. These are what constitutes real abundance. And Ostara is teaching us that. You know, not this throwaway kind of society that we have here where planned obsolescence is is making things just over the edge of having integrity, so that they break right away, so that you have to go and buy another one.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the reasons why I actually love being in the position that Lover and I are in right now on a fixed income, because it's causing me to look at things like this and to be grateful for things like this, and to instead of having to, well, I see you have sauerkraut on the sideboard. Is that sauerkraut?
No, that isn't, but I have sauerkraut everywhere.
You have sauerkraut?
I make it all the time, but yes.
That's
This
abundance.
is my crock usually sits right on that little desk. That's where I make it.
See, this is what real abundance
But
is.
I have
to
quarts
me.
and quarts of it, and it's like gold. People would do anything for my sauerkraut.
And it's super healthy for you.
Yeah.
And it's a complete turnaround from
From the cabbages you saw in the front yard, how many cabbages?
6.
That we did that last year. How many quarts of sauerkraut did we get out of that?
I don't know, 8 or 9 or
More than that.
more than that. A dozen at least.
Yeah,
At least.
14. I want to say like
Big.
14.
you see,
Sure.
this is magic.
sauerkraut.
That's fermentation is magic to me. I would probably say I'm
Lover, you might ask her about the flies.
fermentation flies. Where do you do your fermentation?
Right there on that desk.
You don't get fruit flies in here? Oh man, we're
Seal it.
Why do we,
overrun.
every time we
Seal
do
it
it?
with a bag.
Well, I have
I
the
do.
top sealed, with a bag of water. I just fill a zippy bag of water so it seals the top and keeps it down under the brine, and then I just put like a red towel over top of the a cotton towel over top of the.
Crock.
Well, you
That
probably
sounds like
and
it-
it's
That's it, the
fine.
water bag on top of it. is what-
I had a water bag on top of it.
Did it seal the whole top?
Something must not have sealed. Oh, you know what? But I also have kefir on the sideboard.
Well,
too.
then maybe something else is
And I have sprouting seeds.
Well, that's something. It's not the sauerkraut. I don't think
Now,
it
would you
attracts
call
me.
yourself a green witch?
I used to think I was a green witch. Who are you? This is
Twitch it.
that's Twitch It.
Her and my green.
What would you say is a green witch?
Well, that's a good question because I think it's changed over the years what I think it is. I'm not sure what it is. Somebody who just is in tune with plants and
Stone.
even stones and
Well, I would
the
say
energies. Really, I think of.
Okay, you're down.
Okay. I don't know where he went. Why did he want us to hold him?
Oh, he wanted us to hold him?
Well, oh, he's okay. I just thought if he's going to open the door.
Yeah.
Because I don't want him to run out into the yard. Is he here?
I see him.
Okay. My dog is coming. He'll just get him outside.
Well, should we?
No, we're
go
fine.
to-
We're
oh,
fine.
we're fine.
We're
Okay.
Yeah, we're fine. Anyway, what do you think is a green witch?
Well, I feel like it's the same kind of thing as a kitchen witch, because if we're out there in our yards with the fae, I believe in
Oh,
fairies.
absolutely. We've received a lot of gifts from fairies.
Well, I actually even
Yes.
received gifts from your crow.
Yes, and my crow.
That was a fun thing. But I think that the green witch, the gardening witch, an herb wife, a kitchen witch. Did I already say kitchen witch?
Yeah.
It flows over into
Yeah.
your kitchen so that you have all of these, these things brewing on the sideboard. And the real magic is really doing it inside of our bodies, taking care of our intestinal flora, making sure that you have good, clean, healthy food, healing food, because that's really what people would come to the witch for, was for healing of body and mind. So and it would and it would have to do with some of the amulets that you would make from natural things.
I have difficulty using things that are not things that I like to just go buy things. I have when I really wanted like a certain herb or something like that, but I have trouble with that. I like to use stuff that I have or collect that I have or somebody's given me that they've grown or something like that. I just feel much more comfortable
Mm-hmm.
with it. I have a sensitivity, I think, to, I don't know where it's been or what it,
The
how
psy-
it's
the
grown.
psychometry
Or,
of it?
yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't feel the same way about it. Something that I would really, really love. Like lavender's a good example. I really love lavender and all kinds of things. I cook with lavender. I use it for all kinds of things too. I use it in incenses. I use it in,
I love your
soaps.
incense.
Thank you. I use it in a lot of things, and there are times when I've been out of lavender and I have bought lavender and I don't know, I just didn't feel the same about it. I don't know what that is. It's just, I have to have a connection. I just need that personal connection in some way.
What about
things.
deity for Ostara? What do you think of that?
I'm not a real big, around the time of Imbolc, I really am into Bridget. People say Bridget. I say Bridge, for a lot of reasons. I have been. That's really one deity that I even separate. I usually just goddess, God is sort of a generic term. I don't really identify with any particular one at different times of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit, but this time of the year I will have bridge on an altar in my parlor. I have an altar in there that I do maybe not really seasonally, but like 2 times a year. 3. I just add and take. I'll change the cover on it like 2 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the altar goes, I will add to it and take away from it during that period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the time of the year she's usually on. Some representation for Bridge is on that altar. But other than that, I don't really I don't really have any particular goddess or that I identify with or work with. And, people say they work with them. It's just goddess to me. I think that's everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For certain things, I will, but generally, no.
Okay.
I just have a really big, strong connection with a few of them, a couple of times a year that I like for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, for me, I mean, just thinking about all the correspondences from the East, we're going to be looking at Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
The Magician card.
Yeah.
That kind of an energy. Also, there's a reason why Crowley called his deck the Thoth deck. Thoth is one of the correspondences for the East. I always, obviously, Jesus is a correspondence for the East because the sun rises in the East, and so that's where you're going to find your sun gods over there. And I usually don't change out altars or do that anymore. My altars have pretty well stayed set, and they're very, very well fed. They get used. But my main altar, of course, is for goddess energy is to the Blessed Virgin Mary. She was the one that taught me that there was a sacred feminine coming from fundamentalist Christianity.
I still have with altar for Mary too. I use Mary for all my healing prayers, for anything like that. I use Mary all the time. I didn't think of that, but
Any particular apparition?
Not usually. Very often, Our Lady of Guadalupe, because where we are, maybe I don't know, but I'm not that particular usually.
I'm not particular either.
Yeah.
But the Blessed Mother came to me as Our Lady of Fatima.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
got goosebumps
Yeah.
just talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm fucking crazy about the Blessed Mother. But then, the Blessed Mother is just a morphing from the goddess of blue or the goddess of magic, which is Isis. It's just a straight across morphing. So
that's true of quite a few goddesses that they're. I'm sorry.
No.
It is true of quite a few that they're the same goddess and by all these different names.
Yes, the different faces.
Yeah. And the stories are the same in different cultures.
Another god, because Ostara is a male energy, swords, the upright triangle, another god is Horus, the son of Isis. And so Horus walks, he walks the equinox straight across over to Libra at, my menopause mind can't remember, it's Mabon. And that's where we get the word hours, because Horus is a sun god.
Oh, hours. Oh, Horus.
Yeah,
Oh, I
you
see. I didn't know that.
Flip the, I forgot what that means when you flip the letters. But anyway, those are some of the deities, that would be corresponding. And of course, the ancient Egyptians, they actually said that, no, there are, I'm going to just, don't get your panties in a bunch when I say this, people. This is what they said, that the gods are symbols of energies that are within you, that we project outside of ourselves so that we can see them better.
Well, a lot of people think that. I mean, it's not just Egyptian. I mean, I know a lot of people here on YouTube talk about that being, we're just the reflection of the God in us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or as Lover says, he is God. Lover is God.
See, we all are God.
Yeah. We're all fractals of that. But it's kind of fun, since we're fractalizing when we're walking the wheel of the year. It's kind of fun to take those little tiny pieces, those little stained glass versions of the different colors of the wheel, and then focus on those. So that's why I say, when I follow the wheel of the year, I know what to think, I know what to say, I know what to do.
I do too. But I come from it. I mean, I know intellectually what it is, but I like to feel it. I mean, for me, it's a matter of feeling, experiencing it, the energy. I mean, I really do feel it. And I didn't used to. I think it's because I'm slower now. I'm slowed down, and you can't do it when you're in a hurry. And people say, "Oh, I don't believe that." It's because they're so busy. They're so really busy going to work, going to taking their kids to soccer. We're sitting around, right? If you would believe what you think about me on my YouTube channel, I'm drinking wine all the time.
They just get you every day at 5 o'clock.
I guess that's when I do it. What the heck? I'm just trying to keep my cholesterol level down, which is really important when you get old.
Drink more wine.
Drink more wine.
Yeah, I suppose.
So, but I really, that's the point. Am I now just feeling it? I've always felt it. I just didn't know I was feeling it.
That's an excellent point.
Yeah.
That's such an excellent point about slowing down. And that corresponds again with Ostara, because we slow down our thoughts.
That's when altars do come into to play a very important role for people, because that forces you. If you're going to sit in front of an altar and meditate and have something to focus on, colors or incenses or statues, figures, or whatever you have that help you with that, that's really important. I can see that, why people love it. I love to see people loving their altar. I mean, I'm not going to bash an altar, because you see people, they love their altar so much they can't wait to show you their altars.
I love altar tours.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah. I've got altar tours from years ago on my channel.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, you kind of get set in your ways. You know how you were saying about you love your one hoi polloi tarot?
My hoi polloi.
You love that, and it's kind of hard to branch out. It's kind of the way I feel about my altars right now. I've got, of course, Jesus and Mary there, but then I've got Ganesh, and good God, I hate when this goes right up my head.
But you see, your whole home is an altar.
Yeah.
It's the whole place is one big altar. You just have a lot of mini bits of it. Here's bits. That's why we consider our home to be an altar. I even did a video on that one time about how coincidentally it actually kind of was. Because when I finally realized, because I used to do feng shui, and I realized, well, this is like, I consider this, even though that's east, this is the east part, the facing that way. And that, if you look, well, you can't look in those rooms today, but next time I'll show you. But I have, this is where I keep in my parlor is where all my bows on, my arrows are in there. We're archers, you know, we used to be. And our arrows are in there. I've got, the next room is my bird room. I have nothing but birds and bird houses and pictures my dad painted of birds. And I didn't put them in there because it mentioned, but they're just in the east. The west part of our house is where our pool is, our fountains, all those things. There's our fire, our kitchen on this side, and on the north is our bedroom, that's
perfection.
and it's our ancestor, all the pictures of our ancestors are in there, and all that stuff is in there. And the very heart of our home was our office. It all goes around everything, and everything that happens in our house, if it's a business, if it's anything, happens in that little tiny, even our recording studio's in there, in this little tiny 12-foot square room. And everything is around that.
That's amazing.
Mm.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't think so. I mean, we didn't do it. Even the colors, I mean, I don't have it like that anymore, but the colors, the colors were corresponding to the paint. I'm like, why am I painting this room? I didn't mean to, but it just happened that way. So, kind of
What colors would you say?
Well,
are
yellow,
the
there's
east?
a lot of yellow in the east and the sun and and those rooms are yellow. Our bedroom has a lot of green, brown colors. I don't know. This color is different. Well, this color, no, because look at my red and my orange and my red chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another color for Ostara is lavender. Because
I like lavender, but I wouldn't paint my house lavender.
Saint Gerard of the Violet Flame is also under the correspondences of the East at Ostara. The Archangel for Ostara in the East is Raphael. Oh, look at that kitten.
That's
The
called
healing
stretched
angel.
out.
Because all healing actually begins in the mind.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another correspondence for Ostara. It is a time for healing.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed there's a lot of people like doing juice fasting and things
Mhm.
like that. Usually you'll see that starting sort of right around Imbolc, but in the Lenten season, which we're in right now, people just naturally,
Mm-hmm.
do juice fasts or cleanses, things like that.
Because they're going to have to put on bathing suits and shorts.
Yeah. That's the perfect...
Except when you get to be old like me, you don't care so much. Like if it offends you what I look like in my shorts, I don't really wear shorts, but if I did, look away. And I got over the thing about I don't care what I look like in a bathing suit because I go skinny dipping. So it doesn't matter. Right?
Yeah, I would never put a bathing suit on.
No, I would
Just
never go in
skinny
the
dipping.
bathing suit.
I would too. I had a dream I was doing that the other night.
Doing what?
Skinny dipping.
Where?
Just floated through. I can't remember, but I don't want to try to remember right now when we're doing this.
Okay. Our video is going to be so long, it's going to last all of.
Well, we could stop it.
No, I don't. I'm just wondering. It doesn't matter. I'm not in a hurry. If we have stuff to say, we need to say.
Well, okay. Well, I guess I said.
We said everything.
Yeah, except for we're coming up on a new moon.
Yes. When Monday? No. When's the new moon? I think it's Monday.
So that's when we plant our seeds.
Yes.
And
Yes.
start getting ready for Easter, because I still celebrate Easter as well.
I sort of do. I don't do church. I don't go to church for Easter. But the family, my children are still Christian. I mean, we're technically, once you're Catholic, you're not allowed to be not a Catholic.
Yeah, you can't be
They
Catholic
own your
guy.
soul or something.
Yeah. Well, they do.
Yeah.
It's called the straw man.
Yeah. So, but we, our children observe. But for my children, holidays now mean, let's drink some red wine. Let's drink some wine. Let's eat some chocolate. Whatever.
Well, for me, this, like I'm doing a Lenten my Lenten journey right now,
Yeah.
a pagan Lenten journey,
Yeah.
I call it,
I know you do.
so that I don't like offend the Christians out there, so they don't think I'm taking over their stuff.
Oh, let me see your glasses.
But it's the culmination of the Lenten journey. So
Can she not see out of those glasses?
Huh?
She can't see out of them, right? She doesn't know it?
You could probably lube a car with these.
I'm a really juicy girl. She's so old she doesn't even know she can't see.
So Easter I spend usually alone because Lover golfs, and it's just a very special day for me, especially as I'm going through the Course in Miracles, because the Course in Miracles calls the cross the last useless journey, and it's really all about forgiveness, and I really love this particular time because that's what Ostara is for me. It's new beginnings.
So what will you do on Easter?
I probably will just be at home in the gardens, which I am most of the time anyway. I wander in those gardens all day long sometimes. That's one of the reasons why I'm so close to the fairy folk that are there. Very, very much their protector. I don't let the gardeners put fertilizer or anything.
See, people
out there.
that don't believe in fairies don't spend time outside in their garden.
Yeah.
Because there's stuff happening out there you don't have any other explanation for.
Oh yeah, I've actually felt them. You know, they don't touch you like they touched me right here, but it's like an emanation that comes, and it'll like just push on your subtle bodies, not my physical body.
Yes.
It's all a subtle body.
Subtle body, I like that.
Yeah. So that's probably what I'll do. Sometimes I like to chant, but I haven't been chanting for Lent.
I don't do Lent. I gave up Lent for Lent. No. I never did Lent very well because I wasn't born a Catholic. My husband never did Lent very well because he was born a Catholic. But I didn't ever like it when people gave up things that I didn't like them to. What is my point? A lot of people give up things that they're really not giving up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not, I know, giving up meat. See, giving up meat historically, people did not eat meat during Lent because they didn't have meat, right? There were meat days and days, there were,
Thank you, lover.
well, I won't get into history, but there were days when you could have no meat, there were days when you could have no meat, dairy, anything like that, okay? And then there were other days, but it mostly had to do with what was available. It just went along with the season, okay? But when we were younger, when my husband was a little boy and they did not have meat on Fridays,
Oh yeah.
that was a sacrifice because it was a meat and potato world. All anybody ate was meat. So when you didn't have meat, you're like, what the hell am I going to eat? There's, if I can't have meat, what else is there? It's no big deal to give up meat now. Like, really, giving up meat now? You can eat, we have so much other food available to us all the time, and so many things that you wouldn't even know there's no meat in it. So not having meat is not a sacrifice.
Right.
That bothers me.
Well,
really
let's give up
I'm not going to
M&Ms.
I'm not going to have M&Ms because I really, really love them. Well,
But that'll get you closer to God.
that's crazy.
But see, this is the main point of Lent. Is it's just a season. It's just a turning of the wheel. It's.
But you do something personally, right, during Lent?
My
It's
aim.
personal.
Well, there will be something to do, usually at Lent. Something to give. It's supposed to be almsgiving, prayer, and fasting. So you think about things like that, and I would like to see. I would like to see in the pagan community people taking up this practice of a Lenten journey, not I'm going to get into
I
my
like that.
skinny jeans.
Yeah, I like that.
By having a Lenten diet or something. It's more like a rediscovery of finding God through others.
Right.
Is what that's about. And not just other witches or other Catholics or other Muslims. It's just like finding God through the other. It could even be finding God in plants. It's like a discovery, a rediscovering of just the magic of spring.
Also, when you give something up, when you go through a period of time where you don't have something, then you really appreciate it when you have something. You can't appreciate it if you have always had it. If you've always had everything.
Yeah.
So that's
that's
the reason.
my
That's a good.
experience.
Well, see, that's a good reason for a journey through Lent or those kind of things. It's a really good reason for it because, you know, in my case, not so much right now because I feel like I've just been living through. You know, it's different in the case in your. I'm very grateful right now for coming through this and learning the lessons that I'm learning. But I'm done for. I've learned enough.
We'll
But,
see.
Well, well, you know, I mean, I feel like I don't want to learn anymore right now, please, because I've been. It's hard. I don't like to. I'm a person. I like to be happy and I like to be fun, and I don't like to not be fun and not be. You know, I hate when friends go, "How are you?" I'm okay. I'm okay. You gonna be okay? I'm gonna be okay. Yeah, it freaks my kids out when I'm like this. They don't, so I have to be.
Well, you know what? This is the only way I've ever known you, so I like you just the way you are.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
And it's not drunk because this is tea. See, I'm a fun person even if I'm not drinking.
I think so.
I think so too. I don't know. This has been fun. This has been fun for you. Are you gonna do it again?
Yeah.
I already know the next one, but I'm not gonna say it. I don't know the next one, but I have an idea for the next one. I'm not gonna say it on the public thing. It's secret. Okay? We'll do secret?
It'll be a mystery.
Okay, I don't know how long we went, but I think we went really long, so I'm gonna cut it off.
Cut it.
We're gonna cut
all.
it. We're gonna have lunch and
We're gonna eat eggs.
and we're gonna we are, okay? And play with kittens. And play with kittens. So thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming, watching us, and I'm Rebecca, and this is Jackie. And Dan, put your hand over your face and Glover's, that's Glover's face.
So cute.
Cute little face.
So happy.
Okay.